It's 1:30. I'd like to call the meeting of the Traffic and Transportation Commission for November 19, 2018 to order. Roll call, Commissioner Clare.
Present.
Commissioner Littlefield.
Present.
Commissioner White, not available. Commissioner Hale.
Here, sir.
Commissioner Schuline.
Here.
Commissioner Miller.
Here.
Commissioner George.
Here.
And Commissioner Milner.
Here.
Okay, can I have a motion concerning the minutes of October 15, 2018 meeting, please?
I'll move to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Schuline. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Clare. Any discussion on the meeting minutes from October 15th, 2018? Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes from Commissioner Schuline, second by Commissioner Clare. Can I have your votes, please? Okay.
Was not here.
Okay, item is approved. Okay, we go on to the elections of the chair and the vice chair. Do we have a motion concerning the chair and the vice chair spots?
I make a motion to retain Commissioner Kula as chair and Commissioner Hale as vice chair.
Okay, we have a motion to approve Kula as the chair and Hale as the vice chair. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Schuline, and that motion was from Commissioner Clare. Any discussion on it? Okay, we have a motion that Commissioner Kula stays as the chair and Commissioner Hale stays as the vice chair. Can I have your votes, please? Okay, item is approved. We go on now to report of license and taxi, which will be presented in January, so we'll skip that. We have the consent docket. Is there anybody here to speak against the item on the consent docket, 4A and 4B? Anybody speak against that? All right, do we have any staff input on the consent?
No, both items are recommended for approval as presented.
Okay, do we have a motion concerning the consent docket?
I make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve the consent docket by Commissioner Miller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Milner. Any discussion on the consent docket? Okay, motion to approve the consent docket by Commissioner Miller, second by Commissioner Milner. Can I have your votes, please? Okay, item is approved. We go on now to 5A, Danny Barth, Executive Vice President, Chief Admin Officer, Oklahoma City Thunder, to consider requests to establish a full-time commercial loading zone on the east side of Thunder Drive from approximately 40 feet south to 315 feet south of the south curb line of West Reno Avenue. Hi, sir. If I could have your name, address, and you have up to 5 minutes.
Sure. My name is Tyler Lane. I'm the Director of Technology for the Thunder. Address is 208 Thunder Drive.
Okay. And go ahead, sir.
Sure. We just put forth this request to park service vehicles, parcel delivery services, mail services, other things that would serve our business office on a day-to-day need. Our offices are on the southwest corner of the Chesapeake Energy Arena on Thunder Drive, where it's renamed from Robinson to Thunder Drive to, I believe, Ron Newark or back to Robinson. Due to the nature of the arena operations, during game days, during concert event days, or other sort of events in the arena, we're unable to use the loading dock. It is sort of closed to whatever show happens to be loading in, or be it TV trucks on a Thunder game. This allows us to just sort of, whether it's UPS, FedEx, US Mail, whatever it is, to be able to sort of get those deliveries in and out of our business in a timely manner, in a convenient way. The curb is currently, as the request says, no parking. We'd just like to request that be turned into a full-time commercial loading zone.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody else want to speak on item 5A? Okay, staff input.
Okay, you've got our comments before you. As Mr. Lane had mentioned, that they're seeking this commercial loading zone to be in effect on a full-time basis, which would preclude it from being used for parking, after hours and on weekends. So subject to staff recommendations, your action be to approve or not approve the request to establish the full-time commercial loading zone. The area as it stands right now is already constructed as a lay-by, so it'll have no impact to traffic that's on Thunder Drive.
All right, do we have a motion concerning item 5A?
I make a motion to approve the request with the staff's recommendation.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Miller with staff recommendation.
Second.
And we have a second by Commissioner George. Any discussion? Okay, we have a motion to approve item 5A from Commissioner Miller, which includes staff recommendations, and seconded by Commissioner George. Can I have your votes, please? Okay, item is approved. Thanks, sir. Okay, we go on now to item 5B, Greg Little, Construction Project Manager on behalf of City of Oklahoma City Public Works, to consider to remove a commercial and passenger loading zone on the east side of South Oklahoma Avenue, located approximately 265 feet north to 320 feet north of the north curb line of East Reno Avenue, and 2, establish a full-time commercial loading zone on the east side of South Oklahoma Avenue from approximately 200 feet north to 315 feet north of the north curb line of East Reno Avenue. We have anybody here that we want to talk about item 5B? I believe we do. Sir, if I can have your name, address, you have up to 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Brett Cabanis with Cabanis Engineering. We're the design engineers for the Public Works Group on the MB 0051 construction project, which is the ADA improvements to the original Bricktown area and the Bricktown Canal area. This is a point that we've been brought back to you from previous discussions when we had the removal of the lay-by to make the sidewalk in that area ADA compliant, along with the crosswalk on the south side of the canal at Oklahoma to make it to where it's more visible for the pedestrians to use that to see oncoming traffic, particularly if there's a vehicle parked in the existing lay-by. We've worked with the building owners on an equitable solution that's been brought forth to you all for approval today.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody else wanting to speak on item 5B? Okay, staff input.
All right, you've got our comments before you. As Mr. Cabanis had noticed, you had seen a previous request like this in the past. In this particular case, due to ADA requirements, the adjacent sidewalk next to the loading zone can't be constructed so that it is compliant for passenger loading purposes. So they're seeking to construct a longer, although slightly narrower zone that would be strictly set aside for commercial loading purposes, and they've asked for this to be available on a full-time basis so that it won't be used for parking purposes. I'm happy to answer any of the questions that you might have on this application.
Okay, do we have a motion concerning item 5B?
I move to approve the request with staff's recommendation, sir.
We have a motion to approve item 5B from Commissioner Miller with staff recommendation. Do we have a second?
Second?
Second by Commissioner Schuline. Any discussion? Okay, we have a motion to approve item 5B with staff recommendation from Commissioner Miller, second by Commissioner Schuline. Can I have your votes, please? Item is approved. Thank you, sir. Go on now to item 5C, Suzanne Herzl, Assistant Principal, Washington Irvin Elementary School, to consider a request for 1, an eastbound left turn restriction effective from 7:45 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. school days on the northern driveway serving the main parking lot of Washington Irvin Elementary School at Northwestern Avenue, and 2, an eastbound left turn restriction effective from 7:45 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. school days on the southern driveway serving the main parking lot of Washington Irvin Elementary School at Northwestern Avenue. Hi, ma'am. If I could have your name, address, and you have up to 5 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Kimberly Frank. I'm the principal at Washington Irving Elementary in Edmond, and we propose this request because we do have a significant increase in parents that are dropping their kids off and picking them up at the end of the day. We have about 400 students that get dropped off and picked up out front, which is actually more than bus riders, believe it or not. Because it is such a busy area, Western and 178th and Edmond, we believe that as our queue gets filled up in our drive, if the parents cannot exit right, then the traffic is even backed up on Western. And so currently we have construction out front, which is being alleviated, thankfully, and I hope this is okay to say at this moment, but the Oklahoma City Police Department has helped us tremendously by doing that, and we thank them very much for their assistance in that. So, but this is just where we think that this will facilitate the traffic movement throughout our parking lot and also on Western if this proposal gets accepted for the signs.
All right, thank you,
Thank
ma'am. Anybody else? Staff?
Okay, you got the request before you. What they're seeking is a left turn restriction that only affects their primary driveways. There are actually 3 that serve the school. There's a northern driveway, but it's set aside for bus use primarily. So the intent here is just to restrict left turns out in order to facilitate a more orderly movement through the parking lot so they can help keep the roadways clear. So we'd be supportive of the request as it's presented.
Okay. We have a motion concerning item 5C.
Move approval of the application.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 5C from Commissioner George. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Clare. Any discussion? Okay, we have a motion to approve item 5C from Commissioner George, seconded by Commissioner Clare. Can I have your votes, please? Okay, item is approved. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody out there want to talk? You can hear cricket. All right, then we go on now to item 7, reports and other items from traffic commissioners, et cetera. Commissioner Clare,
Nothing to report?
Commissioner Littlefield.
I just want to recognize our chairman and co-chairman. And I know what you guys do, and it's very much appreciated work. And I appreciate it. I know the city appreciates it. Thank you for doing it forever.
Forever. Whoa. That's a long word, forever. But thank you very much. Okay. And then we go on now to Commissioner Hale.
It's my understanding that staff has new staff and that they're being trained, and we really do not have adequate information for an agenda next month. So I believe it'd be worth our consideration to discuss not having a meeting next month.
Staff, is there anything that you have that's urgent that we would need to be here, or is he right? There's nothing that we...
Well, we have currently started, we have data collection staff of 2 people, and those positions were finally filled this past Friday. So the 2 data collectors that we do have right now are out kind of on the streets learning the ropes as far as that goes. So as far as being able to gather traffic data in time to formulate an agenda for the meeting in December, it'll probably be somewhat challenging. And of course, we've also got holiday season upon us too, because the city will be closed at the tail end of this week for the Thanksgiving holiday, and there are other members of the staff that will be taking time off. So it'll be a challenging time to get an agenda put out. As far as pressing items, there's nothing that requires the Commission's immediate attention that we've been made aware of thus far.
Okay. Does anybody have any comments on that? Anybody okay with skipping the month of December? Council, I just say it's canceled, and then he lets the city clerk know?
Yes, because it is scheduled. He'll
Right.
give a notice of cancellation.
Okay. So you'll do your notice to the city clerk's office that will cancel for December?
Yes, we'll take care of that,
Okay?
if that's your desire.
There's your gift that we can give. We just can't give much, but we can give you a day off. How's that sound? And we go to Commissioner Shuline.
Nothing to report, sir. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Miller,
Nothing, sir.
Commissioner George.
Nothing really, just wish everybody happy Thanksgiving
Thank
break.
you very much.
And Happy New Year now, I guess. We won't see.
Well, yeah,
till
Happy New Year.
Next
Yeah.
year.
It's the holiday season. And to Commissioner Milner.
I do.
You do? All right.
Stuart, I just want to say thank you for an efficient response on that stop sign issue that we recently voted on. That's on 11th, when we switched those stop signs. I work in that area during the holidays, 10th and Hudson, and I had numerous people stopping on the property and commenting on that because they know I'm on Traffic Commission, so thank you. So that was a trick, and I've been able to observe it, and people are actually using that as a 4-way stop right now, even though the
11th
stop
and
isn't.
Hudson? Yeah, we'll probably...
Even though there's not a stop sign there, it's funny, the traffic
Right.
is interacting like it's a 4-way now.
Well, and I think we're going to come back for that to the commission on that location, because the one thing that we caught after the fact, after that item was presented, was that the streetcar has a stop on 11th Street. Yes. The original. At Hudson. Yeah, at Hudson. So their intent was to be able to make the best time possible on 11th Street. However, even they overlooked the fact that the streetcar stops anyway at 11th and Hudson. So we'll be coming back with an item to basically recreate that intersection as an all-way stop as opposed to just the north-south stops on Hudson.
Okay.
Because the streetcar stops all the time.
Well, I appreciate how fast you were. In the city, I know they were already working on it, but it was like, it seemed like within a day, new signs had gone up, alerting drivers that signal had changed. So-
Well, and that was done by the contractor that's building the streetcar project.
Okay. Anybody else have any business? All right, we stand adjourned.